Um, Hi, my name is Maya, and my life could easily be described as a roller coaster. Through the highs and lows, I've always tried to smile through the situation, and I owe that to horses. Unfortunately, most kids my age haven't been through what I've experienced in my 12 years. From a very young age, I had to cope with the fact that my family was unlike others. My parents had gotten a divorce. As this was happening, I was very young and was scared that my life was going to be turned upside down. My parents growing out of love not only affected them, but changed my life forever. When I was only 8, my life turned upside down yet again, another crazy time along this crazy ride. I became sick, and it took months of testing for a doctor to give my family and me a clear diagnosis. I was diagnosed with a tethered spinal cord and was told I would need surgery. The doctors were unsure if there was permanent damage left on my spinal cord, and if so, how serious it was. In most cases, it was caught as an infant, but I was a young child. Coming out of surgery, I faced some of the hardest and darkest moments as nobody knew the challenges I was facing. Learning how to walk again and regain strength was a true test of my courage. However, the surgery came with a price. I was constantly sad and anxious because my health was all over the place. This story isn't only sad, though. Here comes the high of the ride. Horses, the silver lining. One treatment available for me was equine therapy, aka horse therapy, something that I would soon learn would change my life for the better. Riding became an amazing escape for me and one of the only things I looked forward to. Going back to school, seeing my friends, and even going out to get ice cream, which was one of my favorite things, became less important than riding. All I wanted to do was be at the barn and around horses, and as the horses healed me mentally, my physical health healed too. Horseback riding was not only a therapy for me, but became a sport. This was able to help me with not one, but two major life setbacks. I then found out that my tethered spinal cord had put extreme amount of pressure on my bladder nerves. This left my kidneys, bladder, and even colon in distress. When I found this out, it brought a scary challenge, as my doctors thought it would be best if I started a new treatment to try and save my bladder. Intermediate catheterization, a big word for a young girl like me, that I will admit. Thankfully, when I found this news, the sadness and worries that I previously faced weren't as bad because I had found an outlet. Riding was able to change my life, and I owe so much to these amazing animals. I wouldn't be who I am today without them. Horses have not only physically healed me, but they have taught me to be confident, be open-minded, but most of all to love myself, even though I might be different from everybody else.
That's very well said. I'm very impressed. You sound much older than you actually are.
Yeah. I wrote it mostly myself, and then because my mom usually changes a lot of stuff, so I had my sister and me looked over it, and she just helped me with the grammar and spelling and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
Did you write something up too, Charlie?
Hi, my name is Charlie. My life is hectic, complicated, and beautifully flawed. Horses are not just animals to me, they are my friends. Some are even like family. I often overanalyze things in my life, but horses can bring peace and tranquility to me. I was raised by a strong, independent, and loving single mom, and I realized at a young age that my life was different from my friends. My parents got divorced when I was 2, so luckily I never had to go through that horrible stage that most divorced families have to go through. But on the other hand, my dad lives in Minnesota, so I never experienced a father figure in my life. Being in a house where it is just me and my mom was definitely fun, but also different from most of my friends. I have always looked at my mom as my best friend and an inspiration. Horses and my mom are what complete my life. Once horses were introduced to me, I knew that was it. I was hooked. I had been through so many sports before riding, like softball, baseball, dance, gymnastics, and soccer, but when I found horseback riding, it was like I found the missing piece of me. Anxiety and stress has always been a struggle of mine, especially in school. This only means that I have to work a bit harder, which can be a good thing. I sweat the small things, and even horses can calm my mind and make me realize that in the end, everything is going to be okay. Even though school leaves me with little time to hang out with my friends and relax, I will always find a time to squeeze in horses. There are so many things that middle schoolers go through, and it is nice to have horses to be my to be by my side every step of the way. Horses are smart, kind, and exquisite creatures that make me realize that no matter what I am going through, in the end, I will always be okay. I will carry that lesson that horses have taught me throughout my whole life.
I completely agree. There's something about horses that they just know what you're thinking and can calm you down. And
Yeah,
if you don't want to talk to people, they're always there for you, right?
yeah. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not sure if I even want my friends' like opinions about things. Like, it's just sometimes like they can't relate or certain things like that. So when horses are like there for us, it's like nice to have someone to help with that.
Yeah, I agree. And then you guys got the idea. Were you making bracelets before and then you got the idea to donate, or how did that work?
Yeah, we just kind of started doing it. Me and my mom and like everyone, we just thought of the idea together, and we wanted to raise money for something, but we weren't sure, so we did some research on like what we would want to do about it and stuff like that. Considering like all of our camps and things like that were all like gone and canceled, so.
I go to sleepaway camp for 4 weeks usually. So we were just like thinking we wanted to do something. We wanted to raise money for something. We didn't originally, we were throwing around ideas about what to do before we thought of the bracelets. And then when we thought of the bracelets, we were throwing out like a bunch of other ideas, like who we should donate to. We went like for like cancer treatments and all of that. And I said, well, because we're horse people, I mean, why don't we do something that kind of has to do with horses? So it's like, it's easier for us. And it's like, I don't know, I think it's better that way because it's like, I don't know. So then I'm like, well, why don't we do like something to do with horse therapy, because I know like a decent amount of stuff about that. And I know my stepsister used to volunteer at Mainstream like a while ago. So we were like looking at places in the area, and then we came across Mainstream and like, oh, I used to pass by that. I used to ride with Robert Beck, so I used to pass by that all the time.
Okay. Yeah, I think when you're doing something that relates to something that is so passionate for you guys, it does mean more to you. So,
Yeah.
it's a great idea.